Whether you're new to email marketing or an email marketing veteran, you've heard about email newsletters. But a lot of times people ask, what do I put in my newsletters? What's my newsletter supposed to be all about? Well, let's take a look. I'm Jay Moore, and today we're going to talk about what exactly is an email newsletter. So first, an email newsletter in the strictest sense is just an update about your business, your company, your website, your organization that you send out to your subscribers. But of course, it's more than that. And a lot of times people get hung up on what they should write in their newsletter, what their newsletter should be about. It's easy to say it should be about news about your company, but that doesn't really say much. So let's talk a little bit about newsletters, and then I want to show you a couple examples. So first, why create a newsletter at all? Well, newsletters are great ways to keep your subscribers engaged because a newsletter is a time-sensitive email that gets sent out. You choose the date and time it goes out to your subscribers. It's not an automated email like a campaign would be with Aweber. Using Aweber's broadcast tool, you get to add the content, select the time and date and it goes out, and that email is sent out to your subscribers. This kind of email is a really great temperature check on your audience to see really how engaged they are. Because again, rather than them signing up, getting some automated emails and that's that, this is a recurring newsletter or email that gets sent out to them. So you're really able to gauge how interested they are and engaged with your content as the months and even the years go by. So what's in an email newsletter? This is really the question that plagues not only newcomers, but veterans alike. So really, what's in an email newsletter? Well, think about it. Are you having a sale at your online store coming up? That's great email newsletter content. You wouldn't want to put that in an automated campaign because once that sale's over, those automated emails are going to keep running. So that's great for those time-sensitive materials. Are you updating your logo? Are you updating the brand of your company? That's a great announcement to put in your email newsletter. Did you come across a really relatable quote? Maybe a video or a news article that you think that would resonate with your audience? That's great content for an email newsletter. Updates, tips, tricks, things like this are a great way to provide content that your subscribers are going to engage with. Think about it. Your email newsletter is kind of like your own private social platform, and your audience is your own private exclusive audience to talk to. So use that platform to talk about your business, talk about your products, talk about your services. So here's the big one. What are some examples? So what does an email newsletter look like? Well, the good news, no pun intended there, is that an email newsletter can be super basic and it can be really complex. But let's take a look at a couple examples. Now, the website we're on is reallygoodemails.com, and like the name suggests, it shows off some really good emails. But these are some great examples of newsletters. And here's where I want to show you that a newsletter can be anything. It can be any kind of format, and anybody with any kind of skill level will be able to create a newsletter really easily. Like, for example, Tedium over here. It's a mostly text newsletter. Sure, they include that kind of hero image. And hey, just like we mentioned, there's a little quote down here. So again, great content to share with your subscribers. But nothing too heavily designed, nothing too crazy. Contrast that with, here we go. Well Plus Good does a very image-heavy newsletter. Or let's say we get a little mix of both. Here we go. Public Rec is a nice mix of both, some text and some images. They're even actually selling a product here. So again, a great use for their email newsletter. But as you can see, you scroll down here, and there's a whole variety of them. An email newsletter doesn't have to be this daunting thing that you spend hours putting together. In fact, on that note, if we go into our Aweber account and go to create a message, let's just put in a subject line. We'll just put in a subject line, this is my newsletter. Not the most creative one. But you can choose from any template that we offer. And we've got hundreds of different templates to choose from. So like you saw some of those fancy looking newsletters on Really Good Emails, you don't have to spend time every time you send a newsletter creating one of those, building the template out, because you can choose from any one of these that might fit. In fact, we've got one called Newsletter. that while it has some placeholder images and placeholder text, you can edit this and swap out images for your own. Let's find an image right here. Here we go. And then we can even edit in our own text. And when we're ready to send it, let's just save that. We'll just click schedule a broadcast. And then we get to set the date and time it gets sent out. We'll say next Wednesday at 1 p.m. And it is that simple. So email newsletters can be a really versatile way to talk to your audience. And again, email newsletters are great for time-sensitive content, but it doesn't always have to be that. If you don't have a sale coming up, if you don't have some big event or a webinar to register for, email newsletters are still a great way that you can use that platform to talk to your own audience. So what are you waiting for? Send your email newsletter today. Sign into your Aweber account. And if you don't have an Aweber account, no worries, it's free to sign up. See you next time.